Semi-occluded vocal tract exercises are a must-know for people feminizing their voice. Because saying semi-occluded vocal tract exercises takes way too long, most of the time this will be shorthanded to the very, very cute acronym, SOFTIE. Basically, softies narrow a certain part of a vocal tract to reflect some of the airflow backwards to balance out the subglottal air pressure, or below the vocal folds, with the supraglottal air pressure, or above the vocal folds. This narrowing most commonly occurs at the bilabial, dental, or the alveolar, although special shout out goes to the uvular trill for being so gosh darn funny. In order of least to most closure, here are some common softies. And then for maximum occlusion, fill up a glass of water, get a medium to large size straw, stick it right underneath the surface of the water, and I'm going to go into more detail in a part 2 about in what context softies can be massively beneficial for voice training, so follow for that. With 1 straw and 1 cup of water, you too can feminize your voice. Here's why it works. This is actually part 2 of 3 in a series on semi-occluded vocal tract exercises and their uses in voice feminization. My last video was about what softies are. Here's a quick recap. A softie is any partial closure of the vocal tract during phonation. It could be a v, a brr, or a. Today we're going to explain how they are beneficial to you in 4 ways. Number 1, it aids sustainable phonation. If you have a history of a shaky or unsteady voice that maybe sounds something like this, where we're just not all the way there, you should explore these practices, which again balance out the subglottal and supraglottal pressures of the voice so that your vocal folds aren't oscillating erratically or vibrating erratically. Number 2, it connects your modal and your falsetto registers. As mentioned in my Nardwuar video, the falsetto or the M2 register is not something to be avoided in feminizing voice training. However, what I didn't mention is that there are unhelpful methods of reaching the falsetto sound that are characterized by an audible flip in the vocal register. Listen closely to this. Oh. Did you notice a sudden change in pitch and vocal quality? That's not good. We want a continuous sound that sounds something like this. The pressure balance that a softie provides can help you achieve register continuity like this. Once you're able to connect your voices on a softie, take note of how your voice adjusts its phonation as it changes pitch during that process, and apply those patterns to an open vowel. Number 3, it improves vocal health. Straining your voice on a softie is much more difficult than typical speech or singing. Use these to ensure that your voice isn't hurt during more effortful attempts at phonation. It's especially recommended as a treatment for vocal underdoing. Number 4, it's a fantastic morning warm-up. We all know what morning voice sounds like, and quite frankly, it sucks. But softies are here to save the day as one of the de facto vocal warm-up methods. Part 3 of this series will be dedicated to exploring and demonstrating the use of softies in everyday vocal warm-ups. Alright besties, it is time to do some straw warm-ups. This is the 3rd and final part in a series about semi-occluded vocal tract exercises. We're going to be demonstrating them in a warm-up today. So let's talk about time frame. How often should we actually be doing these? We should be doing these probably 2 to 3 times a day for at least 5 minutes. Ideally, I think 1 in the morning, 1 at night is a really good baseline to start getting into. First of all, we're going to want to have our straw about 1.5 inches to 2 inches below the surface of the water. And we are going to make sure that when we are actually blowing into it, we are not humming. That should be able to close off your nasal cavity either with your fingers like this, or you can just get really stuffy and go. The bubbles are important. First, we're just going to try to get acquainted with this, so we're just going to do a singular pitch sustained, like this. We're going to want to make sure that there's no pauses in our voice to where it sounds as though we are silent. That could sound something like this. That's an indication that we're underphonating. Next, we're going to try to find our mixed voice, which is basically the smooth transition between our modal voice and our falsetto. We're going to do some pitch glides for this. So, repeat that 3 or 4 times. Just go up, take a breath, and go down, take a breath, okay? Next, we're gonna try varying our vocal weight. Now this one's pretty fun, so we're gonna do this. This will maybe help you get a better control over your quieter sounds and also your louder sounds. Let's do another one. So we're gonna do some hills now. So this is what it's gonna sound like. I'll do that again. Do that a few times as well. Again, all these things can be done multiple times. The last thing I'm going to talk about is we're going to try to sing a song into our straw. So I'm going to choose Come Away With Me by Norah Jones. And it's going to sound like this. This is just really fun to do. Also, if you're a singer, this will help you out for those pesky songs that you just can't get because they're a little bit out of your vocal range. Sitting waiting in the sand, something like that, and then I do this. Instead of waiting in the sand. All of a sudden, I'm able to hit those higher notes more easily. This isn't meant to be an exact guide, by the way. It's just meant to throw some tools your way and see what you like and want to incorporate into your routine. Good vocal health is so important for voice training, and like this little thing saved my freaking life. You can sign up for my Patreon in my bio. I will be releasing a new Patreon exclusive video later this month. And you can sign up for voice lessons in my bio. So go check that out. It's on my website. Thank you.